welcome to another coaching video, and in this one we have a Diamond Elise versus a Diamond Rengar. I'm seeing some things that upset me, that displease me, and I'm sure they displease you as well. We're seeing junglers with 4.2 CSPM winning games. Unbelievable. It should not be happening, and we're having junglers with huge CSPM leads not getting the experience they deserve. So, how do we basically deal with that as junglers, and also how could we, if we choose to play that particular style with Elise, actually end up just straight up winning games? Now, we have here a Rengar who gets leashed over here, deep vision, Tryndamere mid lane, anyone remember that? Moves in, gets some deep vision, okay, that's cool and thumbs up gaming. Rengar shows up here, red, Krugs, Raptors. Elise has now decided to go from the red to the wolves. She could actually go straight for the blue here, get level 3, and immediately get into this lane. This is typically what people are doing, although you could go Grump. The blue allows you to kind of repeat gank without having to fall back to your jungle. And this sort of red wolves blue thing, the level 3, super juicy fresh. Now the Rengar on the other hand, on the other side, has decided to cut back down. Now what you have to pay attention to if you are the Elise here, okay, the Rengar has a scanner too. Most important thing is, when does he clear the ward? You have to pay attention to when he clears the ward. You cannot be only thinking about your own clear, but obviously, in the interest of the coaching, we have done this. So from the Elise's perspective, this is what you would see. Watch the residual vision, because the residual vision, despite being removed and taken away, still gives us a little bit of that, hey, he's heading in this direction, which is why it's good to fake it out. But this should not come as a surprise to the Elise. The red side quadrant into bottom lane gank is the standardized meta at the moment if you're a blue side jungler. Rengar's like, hey, I'm gonna go make this play. Why is this so crucial for the Rengar to make this play? Because we know Elise is gonna start topside. We know Elise is gonna do the red wolves blue, or at least the red raptors grump. We know she's going for a 3 camp gank. We know that we're walking into the cocoon though, so maybe that was a little bit of a mistake from the Rengar's pathing, although he's just like, you know what, skill issue, champion design gap. I'm better than you. I'm gonna jump onto the Nautilus here, try to get a nice shield, reposition myself. But it's really, I love it. I love Rengar. So the idea here from the Rengar's perspective, I like the execution. The ADC from the Elise's team says, hey, you know what? I can walk into the bush. I know you're coming on down. Save me. Rengar makes good plays, good use of the bush jumps mechanics. But now, of course, the Elise can slide on out. This is the problem with the current meta. If you are someone like the Rengar, where you force yourself to play like the Elise. Virkayu.gg's comprehensive courses will give you all of the up-to-date information you need to climb on your MMR. This is all in addition to our powerful one-on-one coaching and access to the coaching VOD library. And for those of you who want to escape the elo that you're in, because obviously, let's face it, you want the next step, the Jungle Improvement PDF has been released on my site for absolute free. 37 pages of jungle terminology, exercises, and tips to help you carry, win, and climb, take your potential and convert it into reality. The Elise is a contorting meta champion. Everyone knows this is what's going to happen. The bottom lanes are still going to die to it. Every single time. The jungler has to think about, hey, do I decide to try and get a little bit of a tempo advantage here on this Elise? Because I know she has to cross the whole map here. That still happens to me sometimes. I'm learning the old pet tick damage isn't the same as the new pet tick damage isn't the same as the old tick damage. So that's always a bit. So now basically, instead of going back into our jungle, going back to base and spending the gold with 201, we're gonna scan, come back to the lane, wait for them to shove. The wave's in a beautiful position. The Nautilus hits his hook, which is almost impossible to miss at this point. We're gonna hit the cocoon, we're gonna lay out the spiderling, and we're gonna do the good juicies. 3 kills again. The Rengar, on the other hand, we know is Elise here, outside in rule. The Rengar most likely is gonna go to the top side. Now, does the Rengar do wolves, grump, blue, scuttle? Or does he do blue into scuttle? What exactly is his strategy? We don't really know that from Elise's perspective, but we know he's going top side. Mostly because we know that we have camps on the top side. There's a top laner on the top side here. If this was an Elise on the blue team, that's a dead Malphite, I would hope. So we are going to go ahead and do our thing. In the meantime, Rengar's like, you know what? I'm just going to leave the base. All right, I'm going to do the blue. I'm going to do the scuttle. I see the Tryndamere. Why would you flash? He sees the Tryndamere and the Lux going for the gaming moments and decides, hey, instead of doing my blue side here, I'm going to do the blue just to get that buff off the map, take this, gank mid lane, and then go to the top side. At least in the meantime now, obviously, has made this gank. Look at this. Look at it. He is still sitting in the bush. Now we know she's in the bush, okay? We've seen this, and he cannot step up. She's just literally experiencing. I hate this. It's 4 minutes 29, okay? She's done 3 camps. So Rengar just basically says, all right, well, now free counter juggling, because I saw you, and now it's gone. I'm gonna go ahead and take that. And the Elise will probably suspect that given that she saw the Rengar come down to the mid lane, that he's probably going to take her Raptors and Krugs, so Elise should just go straight back down to the bottom lane. Rengar's top side, equal and opposite. This is not quite the same vertical jungling meta that we had back in the day. Why would she come topside? why would she come topside knowing that the Rengar is here and will be taking her stuff and she can just go gank bottom lane? It's a coaching video, it's not a gameplay video. And the Rengar is now going to get beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This is why it's a diamond coaching video, because what she should have done has gone down. I have no idea what happens in this. All I know is I saw 4.2 CS per minute and I said, oh no, goodness gracious me. No reason for it to go here. We see this. You can see here, we go back in time. Look, she's going back to base. We see the Rengar here. We press tab. We see 20 CS as he shows up. Blue Scuttle's gone. He's pushing this wave out. He's got 23. You know, 99%, where's he going? Where is he going? Because we can look at the timer. So yes, this Raptor camp is going to spawn at some point in time. But think about the numbers of jungling. If you're a diamond level jungler who wants Master Tier, D1, what do you think about right now? Rengar did red, Krugs, Raptors. That means that this will be your 415 to 420 Krug spawn. And you know, this will be your 435 to 445 Raptor spawn, right? Boom, they're up at 437. So there's no ways he's going at this particular moment from mid lane to 417 all the way down to the Krugs with nothing else on the map, knowing most likely you're going to come and do your blue side again. Your Wolves are tier 2 and your Grump is tier 1, right? So the Rengar makes the right play going up, and if Elise makes a mistake, completely removed from the game. And that is the difference between the junglers who will get Master Tier and the junglers who will stay in Diamond. They are thinking this deeply about the game. And in my jungle course for Diamonds, I'm going to talk about that as well. We talk about a lot of these things in the Silver course as well. They're coming out of Friday. You can start to learn these kinds of things already in Silver Gold. And it's important that you know this. That's why I'm making the course, because those who do this kind of stuff will just dominate entirely. So we know that the Elise now has a tendency to not really think about her pathing. We know that the Elise is going to, you know, maybe just run around a bit randomly looking for ganks. And this is why this meta is considered not so skilled. Because the Elise can get away with this. She is so potent and strong when she gets Night Harvester, she can get away with this. Now, 99.999%, she's going to the bottom side. I would anticipate she is either going to, if this was a lower elo game, she'd probably just do the dragon for some strange reason. We could collapse and kill her. But she most likely is going to try and bottom lane gank here, or at least go for her blue side camps. There's no reason for her to go top side at all now. There wasn't a reason for her to go top side anyway. She could have just leveraged the fact that the Rengar went top side for more bottom side pressure. She didn't do that at all. Now the Nautilus is here. The Yasuo and the Lulu are getting a little bit scared. They're level 2 the Lulu because of the Elise spam ganking. We have here 5 minute 52 Tryndamere. Should be, like I was about to say, should be really close to 6, because 5 minutes to 5 minutes 30. 5 minutes to 5 minutes 30, excuse me, said that too quickly, is the level 6 spike. So Rengar should really be trying to get this in as soon as possible. The Tryndamere should be focusing on 6, not spinning into the level 6 Lux. Like, this is a lot of time investment here. Now he's doing 6, the wave is pushing up, he's kind of just sitting around here, also doing a little bit of the counter ganking. He's just trying to bait this out. I'm not a fan of this overall. This is a lot of, this is very season 7 waste. He's just sitting here. And in the meantime, in the meantime, the Elise is like, as we expected, okay, she does a blue side, she shows up here for the dive, the crashing wave, Cocoon misses, should have held that a little bit better, doesn't really matter, we've got the Q from the Spiderling, from a human form, excuse me, becomes Spiderling, we've got Repel to dodge as well, there we go. Now, well, they got 2 back, and in the meantime, the Rengar is you know, wasting way too much time. So, from my perspective, alright, the Elise is severely compromised because of one pathing mistake. And good diamond junglers, nice empowered, very nice empowered W there just to cleanse the cocoon. You hold it, and that's why we love it. Cleanse it, kill her. 2 levels up now. Overall, this game, what am I thinking? If I'm coming out of base here, I know that Elise has to do her blue side. I know she's going to dive bottom lane. I kind of want to shadow that rather than punish a Tryndamere. Now, if the Tryndamere was pushing, and definitely had as we take the Scuttle Crab there, we know he has an ultimate. This is a good Ebola dead Tryndamere, very nicely done. So this is a good translation gank, right? We kill the Elise, we take a neutral thing outside and roll, we know nothing's up here, we ult in, we kill the Tryndamere, we know he has an ult because we were paying attention, unlike the Elise. Lux uses basically her ultimate basing ability, and now we're going to go down to this. Okay, so what we're thinking about here, as our bottom lane goes back in, is where is the Elise going to go next? Is it bottom lane again? And you know what? It would not surprise me at this point. Why? Because she has a tendency to just go to random places. Although in theory she'd go to the top side. We see the red just gets taken on the minimap there, obviously. But, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if she shows up here. So I like the Rengar's pathing. Another kill. Nice. Fader pushes out. Very good. So, let's just pause for a second. We leave the base. We do Raptors. We want to kill the Tryndamere before 6 because obviously that ultimate makes it more difficult to do so. However, the wave and the way that Lux was playing, she had 6 first, so Tryndamere was kind of respecting it. It didn't want to overcommit. Also, there's a possibility if he's deep warding, okay, as we see the Elise here, deep warding, that maybe he saw. So I don't like the time investment here. Very Season 9. What I would have preferred is go to the Krugs, try to get your 6 a little sooner, knowing the Elise has nothing here, no reason to be here, is 100% going to the Wolves Gromp coming down to the bottom lane. She has to. She absolutely has to. She could also skip those blue side camps and go straight for the gank anyway, but then at least we're pathing for the counter gank. You know what I mean? So we could have been here for this counter dive 3v3. Nice. Better than investing and waiting here, but at the same time, the treat goal, the fact that these other junglers are going for these kind of weird pathings, it means you can actually get away with what the Rengar did. However, when he sees this, he clicks, he says, you know what, this is not paying off, I'm gonna go down and kill the Elise. Takes this, knows this guy's no ultimate, ults and kills him. Nicely done. Pull back down to this, rotates to this kill, and gets that as well. Now for Elise, after this death, had also come down here. You're probably playing against someone who was, I don't really mean, but they did that. That's a very platinum play. Because spam ganking metas definitely work better in Hyelo when they kind of understand the experience optimization. The Rengar understands this way better than the Elise. But it would be, would you be surprised? Because you did this here and she just shows up face check and you just kill her. So I wouldn't be surprised, but at the same time, we would expect her to go to the top side knowing Raptors are up, Red is up, Krugs are up, some experience that she can get. And then of course she can cut down and gank the bottom lane again, right? Because the Rengar most likely will have nothing else to do here. So that's what I would expect, personally, but I would not be surprised if a Diamond or Platinum Elise just level 4 in bot lane again. That's the meta we're in. You know, that's just absolutely the meta we're in here. So he pushes this up, obviously. I mean, at this point, you can go Giga Selfish mode. Bear in mind, though, that you have a Yasuo with 12 CS. I just want to point that out. If you haven't noticed that Yasuo has 12 CS. This is obviously a good play by the Elise to recognize that the Rengar is overcommitting. The Rengar's not tracking where the Elise might be rotating from. We have the Yasuo putting this over here. So, oh my goodness, that's why we have a lead. We do give 1,000 gold shutdown to the Samir though. So I stopped analyzing for a second. I apologize. I just wanted to showcase that Yasuo has 12 CS. Nice cut by the Elise, obviously. She goes to her red. She goes to her Raptors. She sees the Rengar overcommitting for a plate for the CS. And, you know, results based it. Hey, I overstayed too long, but let's be straight up honest here. All of us would do that. Should we? No. But greeting for that plate there and kind of going, you know, a little bit more gold, I'm snowballing, we can do that. And you saw the W heal on the Elise's burst, so that was nice. Elise decided to make the play. Rengar overstayed and paid for it. It gives us 1,000 gold shutdown to the ADC, who has 60 CS to our Yasuo's 12 CS. Not the best play, but I do understand why it was made. And we'll credit Elise for making you know, making something happen. We do have an ultimate up though, so basically we're gonna say, hey Samira, you took my red buff. Yasuo, you better let me get this. Here we go. Oh my goodness, so now we just basically gonna keep chasing. No, we cannot. I was gonna say the ult should run out there, so we're not gonna be able to kill the Samira, so we just go and kill the Nautilus. I like this. I like this a lot here. Now, the Elise is down here in the bottom side as well. This is what I'm talking about, man. Like, no one cares about the top side anymore. At all. No one cares about it. Both junglers are just going straight to the bottom side. The Rengar's basically saying, hey, at least I expect you to still be here. There's an RNG scuttle. You know, your bottom lane has prio. I expect you to be there. I'm just going to ult and kill the Samir bot lane because they're overcommitting. Unfortunately, Tryndamere rotates first with her. Lux is able to turn it around, and Lux is able to turn it around because we chose to gank this lane. Ganking mid lane once or twice give you such an advantage. Fortunately, that second time, even though Lux didn't get the kills, we still were able to kill the Tryndamere, so that's dead time right off the map. The Nio, Lux came in and altered the wave, shove, plates. All of these advantages accrue, and your mid laner then can definitely help you in this bottom lane sacrifice game. So we make the play here to get the kill. Move on for the RNG Scuttle Crab. You know, is Elise topside on the Herald? Is she on the Dragon? We don't know at that particular moment. She shows up. Oh, there you go. Do you see that? You didn't see that? You must see these things. Look at this. See, I don't know. Let's ask it objectively. All right, I went for the Scuttle Crab. Tryndamere shut up. Elise shut up. Great, I die. Well, that's a little bit random. Hey, whatever. I'm gonna go back to base involuntarily. Now what? Well, I've been bottom lane a few times now. I'm making 9-3-3. This is up. These are all up here. This is maybe something we can do. She's going back to base. Do I really want to go bottom lane now with that Samira versus that Yasuo? Can we win that 2v2, 3v3, 3v2? Can we win it with them, you know, without my ultimate? Risk assessment, right? So we decided, hey, let's go to the top side and just make sure we clean up these camps very, very quickly. And the Elise actually, as I missed it because I was explaining it, decides to cross mid lane. So what we do is we watch this from our perspective here. There we go. You see that? We saw her very briefly cut down. So we know now again that she's going to the bottom side. So that bit of information, that is in game. You have to be staring at it, especially with farming. It's farming, you can just farm and stare at the minimap. Like, you don't have to F key. You should. But please understand that, you know, the F key is like, oh, something's happening on the minimap. Let me click to see what's, okay. Something's happening on the minimap. Let me see. Oh, she's gone press tab. What did I get from that information? You know, press your tab. It actually works on the scoreboard. Oh, is a scoreboard, by the way. You know, I see something happening on the bottom line. Oh, what sums are being burned? Let me have a look. So the minimap is like a precursor to actually like clicking around and having a look. Now, because we saw the Elise go down, we know she's going to a bottom side camp. We know she's probably just going to go straight for the bottom lane dive again. And maybe look for a dragon. So what we do is we say, oh, look, here she is, free Herald. So this Herald is taken because we did our camps first, because we don't know where the Elise exactly is going to be. Even though we do beat a 1v1, we just don't want to kind of give Trinity more kills, and we've died twice. We don't die again. We see her go down, buff information, thank you, finish off the blue quadrant, take the Herald, and now I can go and steal her Raptors, some counter jungling, some juicy counter jungling. We have 17 to her 18, so she has actually kept herself up relevant to the Rengar in terms of the treat game. But CS-wise is now starting to fall behind. Level 7 shows again on vision, completely lazy pathing. Rengar says, hey, I could do this, into this, but he's full HP with a shield, and my Teemo's in base with no TP, or at the very least, you know, he's walking back to lane. Why would I go for this? You know, the Australia of chems. Sorry, guys, I love you, but you're far away from everything, right? So, you know, sometimes it's better just to pick another destination. In this case, I pick this destination because I've seen her. I know she's there. She took the dragon. I'm level 9. She's level 7. I can rotate and shadow down without them seeing me and make a counter gank. Oh no, they're already dead. Oh dear. Well then. He chose to camp bottom lane. And thus bottom lane will be dominating. So I look at that and go, can I hold this in any meaningful way? Nope. Alright, do the Krugs. What can you do? People always ask me in these situations, well, what do I do with my bottom lane? Nothing. We took our quadrant, we took our Raptors, we took the Herald, we took our Krugs, we stopped the counter jungling, and we go back to base. Now we have Essence Reaver. We have the Malphite moving into the mid lane here. The Lux has no flash, actually. Now, the game state at 12:30 is elevated. Okay? It's elevated, which means the Samira and the Nautilus are going to start to move around the map a bit more randomly. Do they go mid lane? Do they go top lane? What are they looking to do? We have 1 minute, 20 seconds, 18 seconds to use the Herald and get plates. Where do we want to use it to kind of match this game state elevation to create a pressure release somewhere else? So we see the Teemo pushing here. Obviously, top laners are the most dense people when it comes to like recognizing the bottom lane towers are gone. They're going to start to rotate. The Rengar goes top side because he's going to have wolves into the Grom spawn. This RNG scuttles here. We know the red is up, and we go immediately forward because if their bottom lane goes top lane and kills the Teemo, and Elise goes for the red, we can just kill her. But because she goes top lane, we just go ahead and take the red. Nautilus is lagging behind the play, so we just kill him and cut them off. Now we're gonna basically say, hello, I have 2 items and a Lulu. I'm gonna just go ahead here and get exhausted and flash out. Maybe this is a bit of an, that W. Oh, that is champion knowledge right there. Oh, come on. Smite her, smite Bola. Rengar. I hate 4.2 CSPM junglers, I hate it. You are not skilled. We didn't really need to use a Herald here, but we can use it. We can guarantee the plates. I mean, like, don't... Okay, good. Don't waste a charge. You want to basically take a tier 2 with it. In that situation, you just want to take a tier 2 with it. Ideally, we use it here, and then go top side to kind of make this play, so that at least this can be busted out, but I'll take a tier 2 forward with Rengar. Boom! The map is mine. I thought for a second... Because I don't know this player, right? I don't know. How good is his Rengar? Does he know what he's doing? The answer is yes, and Lulu did a good job as well. So obviously here now we're overcommitting. Again, we're overstaying. Oh, that is not what we want to do. Lux is over here. We do have ultimate to reposition, and we're just going to go back in. Conquer Gaming? No, Conquer Gaming. Okay, so leave. Restraint. It's easy for a coach to say. In game, I'm also toning on these. In fact, and even in the videos that I put out recently on the main channel with my own games, and I'm like, yeah, the jungler died. It's not relevant. It was the same thing. It's just like you think, oh, maybe I can turn it. Maybe I can get one. I'm fed. You know, maybe I can get one over on them. You don't think about running away in that particular situation. But objectively, my responsibility to you is learn restraint, recognize no, leave, pull back to your blue side, reset, spend all your cash money, gold, go bottom side. We can invade here now. Yada yada. Okay. Really nice play overall from the Rengar. The Elise, again, just so totally compromised her own experience. Yes, she's 756, but each death has really come at the, it's been overshadowed very heavily. Each kill and death has been overshadowed by the Rengar just getting more of everything and less of the deaths. Even though our deaths were sometimes a bit like part of the fun, you know what I mean? Like they weren't strategically the best options. Now, of course, we're going to go back to base because we should have IE if we have enough. Here we do 1250, so that's definitely IE completed. We see the Tryndamere splitting in the bottom lane. Make sure if you're against a Tryndamere, try and track his ult as best you can in the moment, but ideally your teammates are pinging it, so we can ult and go straight in forward. We are going to try and get that kill there. We are watching him spin to win and then flash over the wall. Maybe we can get some chase down. Yasuo, be useful. Spinnings, Luxings, oh, nice zonings, and then we'll get the Q. E into another one. Nice auto attacks, sir. Good job. So now basically we have this dragon spawning here. They have 4 up. We have 1 pushing top lane. Ideally, we are in a position to straight up win this fight as a team 4v4, but the Malphite into the Samira could be kind of difficult. Now what happens is the Rengar actually has ult in 24 seconds. He goes to the top bush. The rest of his team starts it up and goes down. You don't really want to start it up right now because now you're taking it, you're forcing it in a position, your whole team goes down. The red team knows this, let's see. They don't, but if they see this, well, they did see the Rengar go up, so they know that they could just 4v3. They're going to 4v1 you, or 4v3 them. They have numbers advantage now. So as Rengar, basically, you have to look at this. Can we win this fight? Do I trust my Yasuo, my Lulu? I do trust the Lulu, but do I trust my Yasuo to be absolutely remotely useful here? Do we win this 4v4? If you have doubts, or if you're now tired of waiting around for this, go here and start pushing this up. You can probably take this in the time that your team are going to die anyway. And by doing this, you're going to force the Tryndamere when he respawns to have to deal with this or this. And both ways you get to push the map in really heavily, float back into the top side, counter jungle, fall back, and you have your ultimate to escape or go back in as necessary. I don't like coin flipping the dragon in this particular case, purely because we got so split up as a team. I would have just pushed mid lane. Give it and push mid. Like, we could be on this already, which means they have to move up to deal with us. We can just kite out down, and our team can push this up. Maybe 2 turrets, maybe 3 turrets if they misplay it, because obviously he's pretty damn close to taking that as well. Maybes, a lot of maybes. We do ult though, and apparently we're just going to go for the fun modes. Are we really going to jump in? Well, it is a coaching video. So my coaching, again, fortunately, was, hey guys, use your position and map presence to push a tower to remove pressure from your team. But Teemo's like, hey, I have arrived. Hello, I'm here. Teemo is here to help. I don't know why he sounds like Braum. He just does. So ideally we shove this, take this, they fight here. Oh, they rotate, they take this. We can ult to disengage, take this. And if everyone goes down bottom side, hey, you know, I take everything. We take everything. Everything as much as you can, paying attention to death timers, including this Herald. Don't int that. That was not a good int. We reject this. Do not jump into 4 people that have exhaust, and one of them's a Nautilus, another one's Elise, and then a Malphite, and then a Samira. It's not the team you want to jump into, especially without your beautiful Lulu to help ult and give the pixie dust. So we see the Tryndamere here, probably going to try and steal this, or maybe just leave, we'll see. We are now taking this red deep in their jungle with no lane pressure, so if someone shows up, we better be able to kill. We can see the Elise here, I think. We won't be able to know that in-game. Obviously, oh, hello, Elise. Beautiful. That's why I always say, use your advantage to get in their jungle, but only do it if you know you can get out, or you can make the kills. We have ult, we have flash, you know, fine risk play. Not this play. This is a terrible risk play. This one's like, hey, it's free, I can see, I have vision. The vision's key here. We have vision, right? That's a crucial thing here. We're going to take that, and obviously we have IE plus a long sword. Now we're going to go back into the jungle. We're going to alter Trinity here. We're going to do the ward hops. Bush hops. Goodness gracious, not ward. I just did the Lee Sin video, so I got the ward hop in my brain. And also did a gameplay review, so I'm saying ward hops all the time, not bush hops. Bush jumps, actually. Could do a little bit of teabagging, but we choose to disrespectfully activate the Herald. Samira's on the bottom side, still killing the Yasuo. Ulting in, the Lulu ult saves the day. Elise shows up here. She flash cocoons, and we die. So it's turning into a bit of a diamond fiesta, you know. I was kind of hopeful that the Rengar would, you know, give us a lot of goodness, which he has done, but there's definitely been some badness. But overall in-game, you're just gonna try things and you're gonna have fun and you have to enjoy the process, so not to make it too stickly, like, I'm angry. But if this was a Karthus jungle or a really hyper-scaling team comp, this would not be so good, right? So you'd have to be a bit more restrained against those comps. Samira is obviously dangerous later game, but like, you know, you're looking at more of a mid-game spiking team, and we've got a Lux, we've got a Yasuo, we've got a Teemo who's going to be quite good. We're pretty damn good late game, so not too concerned about the scaling aspect, you know, in comparison to us, but do keep it in mind. So we respawn now. Another serrated Dirk here. Elise is out of position. We'll just jump up and make sure we get that kill. Very good. Take the Krugs. Now we could maybe push up waves. We could take the Raptors and catch mid lane. Or we can just ult and kill the Nautilus. Oh no, I got CC'd anyway. He was somewhat, for some reason, pathing across the mid lane. I don't know. Now we know Malphite's here. We see the pings. We can very easily do this with Yasuo, actually, and the Lulu. We can 3-stack this pretty damn quickly. Probably 2-stack it, to be honest with you. So let's go ahead and do it. Dead Elise has to leave the base. Dead Nautilus can do nothing. Trinity's on the bottom side. Let's just rinse this sucker. We have the Gus Walker Hatchling. Speed up gaming. We have the Hextech Dragon, which is the only downside to this play because obviously they can rotate a lot quicker, but I'm okay with rinsing this very quickly. There you go. Nicely done. Very good. What do we have in pocket? 215. Dragon coming up and under a min. All right, let's go back to Grump here. If we have itemization, go back now. Don't do your blue side. If you have itemization, go back to base. Head straight back out. If you need to take camps to finish something crucial, get a pot, do so. We get the Edge of Night here, and off we go. We did get an elixir, so I don't... No, is the elixir going to help us win the game right now? Yes. Fortunately, we're able to rotate to the scenario quickly, but we lose a dragon for it. Is it worth? It's only worth if we can win the fight. But can we win the fight? Are we Chadley enough to do it? The Zhonya's activation there by the Elise. We dive deep into their team comp, separate them from each other, make the kills, make the jumps. Oh, we missed that one. Unfortunate. We'll get the flash. Blinded, killed. Good. The Edge of Night, goodbye. Really goodbye. If you're going to be jumping in and having to force the issue, because again, you don't really have engage, and we have to kind of force that issue as Rengar while this Nexus turret gets hit by the inhib super minions, then the Edge of Night's a super goodbye. I know we kind of would want the Lord Doms their third. Obviously, the crit changes have changed itemization variations and things like that. They're all squishy, so... Well, minus the Malphite. I mean, technically she does have Seekers, but... We can get Lord Doms finally. The Edge of Night here is saving us because we can just jump in a little bit. Extra HP, a spell shield for crucial cocoons. It's nice, right? And we don't need more damage at this point to kill them. We will need the Lord Doms, though. He's actually going to go for the GA, though. If we can overkill because we're so far ahead, then it's less of an issue. Although the Lord Doms are still good against the game states in this situation because you basically do true damage, right? Oh dear. We have W, we have W, we have W, and Lulu. Yeah. And ult. Whee. W! Clenching, clenching, clenching. Lulu! Save me, Lulu! W again. How we finally die. Teemo's just vibing in the bottom lane. Not interested in any of this nonsense. This is the guy that's not having the fun so that they can win the game. The Rengar's having a bit of fun. He's making good plays, but he is definitely having a little bit of fun in the game, and the team is just like, it's fine, I'll just push the map. You guys do those things, we'll win. You know, so there's always one guy that has to do that. Largely, it's the jungler. If you're farming jungler, it's you, because you just gotta control the whole map and push. Get 300 CS, it's fine. But there's always one that has to kind of just make sure the game's moving forward, always, while your Rengars and so on just try and have a bit of fun. 20 kills, 7 deaths now. Again, the Edge of Night, I definitely value the Edge of Night. The Zhonya's definitely, the stopwatch definitely helped us here, and the reason the stopwatch helps us is because it prevents randomness, right? If you make a bad play or they make a good play, you can kind of survive afterwards, which is of course exactly what happened. But now that we've used it, he goes for this. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's beautiful. Look at the Zhonya's. Yes. Excellent dynamic itemization. I don't have enough for the GA, but I have enough for the Zhonya's. Now I can do some of the W gamings. Which is true, because he's using his W quite a lot, right? It's important that he's using his W quite actively because of the amount of CC they have. So he can block the CC with Edge of Night, cleanse the rest with his Empower W, and do even more damage, and have a stasis effect that brings up his cooldowns again. So it's a really smart, quick hotfix itemization decision. Activating the key for the movement speed. Now obviously our team is shadowing up, and we know their team's going to shadow up as well, so we get the, the ult, we'll get the root, we'll jump back in here. We'll have one more bowler. Ooh, he spins the bowler. Yasuo shows up here, dashing and dashing and dashing. He's able to just about get a kill. Samira's wind wall is burned. We have a W cleanse. We have stasis. If we need it, we use it. W will not be up. Lulu ults us. We now have it again. Samira's in the backline getting polymorphed. Free kill. Teemo finally rotates and says, hey, I'm here. And Rengar's now losing a shield. He gets cocooned, and we do die. We do actually die. Oh. The lack of low doms, I feel like, is affecting our total burst damage against things like the Malphite and the Elise, obviously. But I love the hotfix into the Edge of Night for that dragon fight, which is effectively what won them the game. And the Zhonya's, just to give us something as relief. Because we're anticipating that this is the final play of the game. Maximize your buy. So if you sit on a use stopwatch and you know that this is going to be the final push, it's useless. Just get the Zhonya's if your champion can use it. And he got a stasis effect there. Lulu was shielding him. They drew out the fight. And now they win from it. So what we have here is a very good overall diamond infrastructure game from the Rengar. Good reactivity. Elise, good aggressive meta play, but then completely compromised with one mistake. And as you're seeing in Diamond, that one mistake lost in the game. Did Rengar make subsequent mistakes? Yes, but didn't matter. Because the mistake that Elise made was so early on, Rengar just took off with it. And then he made a few good cuts to gank and get ahead of bottom lane before the Elise shut up again. 3 wins. And obviously, bear in mind your deaths are costly. You know, and always have a Lulu. Dynamic itemization is your friend. Drive more than 4.2 CS per minute if you're an Elise. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. Virkayu to GG for your one-on-one coaching, your courses, and more. And as always, I will see you all in the next coaching.